Bienvenidos, estudiantes. Here we are again with another flipped video. This time we're going to talk about nouns and definite and indefinite articles, so make sure you pay close attention. Pause the video if you need to. Go back and watch it again if you need to. It's very important that you understand before you come in tomorrow because you'll take a flipped mini quiz over this. Okay, so first thing is make sure that you have a pencil, your note guide with you, and your Avancemos textbook. You'll definitely need your textbook. You'll need to use it for the dictionary at the back. Okay, so let's start off talking about what a noun is. Do you know what a noun is? You should. Here are some nouns in Spanish. Just like in English, they are people, places, and things. So, a noun in Spanish as a person would be la maestra. La maestra means teacher. A place would be el país, which is country. And a thing would be el helado, which is ice cream. Now take a minute and write on your note guide what a noun is. It could be a person, a place, or a thing. Nouns in Spanish are either feminine or masculine. Nouns ending in O are usually masculine. That is the normal rule for you to recognize. If you look back up on the screen here where it talks about ice cream, the word ice cream, el helado, ends in an O. You know that that is a masculine word because most of the time nouns that end in an O are masculine. Nouns ending in A are usually feminine. If you look up here at la maestra, it ends in an A, so you know that the teacher is a female. That is the usual rule. So if the noun ends in A, you know you have a feminine noun. Pause the video for a second and make sure that you fill in the next part of your note guide that asks about what letter do most masculine nouns end in and what letter do most feminine nouns end in. Nouns can be singular or plural. To make a noun plural that ends in a vowel, simply add an S. Here are some examples. If libro is book, if you add an S to libro, it makes it books. So libros are books. Galleta is cookie. If you want to say cookies, you add an S, galletas. Deporte is sport. If you want to say sports, you have to add an S because deporte ends in a vowel, which the E is a vowel, and you must add an S to make it plural, deportes. Okay, now to make a noun plural that ends in a consonant, you add ES. Here are some examples. Actividad is activity. Because D is a consonant, you must add ES to make it plural. Activities would be actividades. Mujer is woman. Because the R is a consonant, you have to add ES to make it women. Mujeres. And the last example, papel means paper. It ends in a consonant, L. In order to make it plural, you have to add ES. Papeles is papers. Now pause the video and fill out sections B and C of your note guide. B asks you to use the dictionary to find some nouns, both masculine and feminine, and part C asks you to write what to add to make a noun plural if it ends in a vowel and if it ends in a consonant. Let's talk about definite articles now. Here is a chart of the 4 definite articles in Spanish and English. Notice that all 4 words in red mean the same thing in English. So the word el in Spanish means the word la in Spanish means the, los means the, and las means the. All 4 of them mean the. Notice the word el does not have an accent mark. If it did, it would mean he. So keep that in mind. If you put the accent on, it means he. If you leave it off, it means the. Well, let's talk about how we know the difference between these. But before we do that, make sure that you start completing part D of the note guide where it asks what 4 words mean the. So at this point, you need to write el, la, los, and las on the first one for part D. Okay, here's how we decide. You have a noun that a definite article would go with. We have to decide, first of all, is the noun singular or is the noun plural? If the noun is singular, you're going to want to choose either el or la. And the rule of thumb here is that if the noun does not end in s, it's usually singular. Plural would mean that it ends in s, so we'll pay attention to this side then. We also have to decide, is the noun masculine or feminine? Masculine or feminine. So, helado is singular. We know that because it does not end in s, and it has an o on the end, which tells us that it is a masculine noun. Therefore, the best option for number 1 is el. El helado means the ice cream. Look at number 2. Chica ends in a. It does not end in s, so we know we want to pull from the singular side. And chica ends in a, which tells us that it is a feminine word. Therefore, we need to use la, because el is masculine and la is feminine. Let's look at number 3. Libros ends in os. We know it's plural because it has an s on the end, so we need to use either los or las. If you notice, it ends in os, which tells us it's not only plural, but it's masculine. So the best choice here would go with the masculine and plural los. Los libros would be the books. Let's do refrescos. Same thing with refrescos, because it ends in os. We would say los refrescos, the soft drinks, because it's plural and it's masculine. The last one, música, is singular. We know that because it does not end in an s, and it's also feminine because it ends in a. So the best choice is to go to our singular side and choose the feminine article, la. La música means the music. Now we'll talk a little bit about indefinite articles. Here's a chart with the indefinite articles. Notice there are 4, just like there were of the definite articles. However, they have a little bit different meaning. So notice on the left side, un and una both mean a or an. And on the right side, unos and unas means some. That's plural. So at this point, pause the video and finish part D of the note guide, where it asks what 2 words mean a and an, and what 2 words mean some. Now let's practice using our indefinite articles. Again, we have the word libro. We know that libro is singular because it does not end in an s. So we need to go to the singular side. Notice these do not end in s, but these do. These are plural. These are singular. So let's match up libro with the indefinite article we need in order to say a book. Now, because the word libro is masculine, we need to choose our masculine indefinite article, which would be un. Un libro is a book. Let's look at number 2, galleta. Galleta ends in an a, not an s, so we know it's singular, and it's feminine because it ends in an a, so we need to choose the feminine indefinite articles. Article. Una galleta means a cookie. Look at number 3, bicicletas. Well, it ends in an s, so we know it's plural. We need to go over to the right side of the chart and choose one of those. So the indefinite article that goes with bicicletas needs to be not only plural, but feminine, just like the word bicicletas. Notice it ends in as, so our best choice is unas. Unas bicicletas means some bicycles. Papas fritas is also plural and feminine, therefore unas papas fritas. We're just matching them up. Unas papas fritas means some French fries. And finally, refrescos. Again, we have plural and masculine. So this time we'll choose unos because unos is masculine and plural. Unos refrescos means some soft drinks. If you have more questions, please refer to the notes listed on page 61 of your textbook. Don't forget that you have a flipped mini quiz tomorrow, and your note guide will be due as soon as you walk into the classroom. At this point, you need to finish section E of your note guide for translating. You may need to use your dictionary and go back or use the video again to make sure you understand everything completely.